7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Puss in Boots and the Last Wish, which came out December 2022, but I live in the UK, so it doesn't come out till like February, but I managed to see it last week. So if you've seen online, Puss in Boots and the Last Wish has been getting some great reviews, like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people saying it's one of the best, or maybe the best animated film of 2022. Whilst I still put Turning Red and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio above it, it's a worthy third place. And considering like 2022 was stacked of animated films with films like Minions 2 and Lightyear and the popular anime film Belle. For starters, this is the best animation in the Shrek franchise. It definitely took notes from Into the Spideyverse. It's visually striking with its anime influenced action sequences, the way it uses dramatic shadows and the subtle dissolves helps to smoothly transition scenes nicely. Now compared to the first Puss in Boots movie, which is solid enough, it's a prequel to the Shrek movies. Now with this movie, it's a sequel to the Shrek movies, and all the better for it, because you don't need to watch the first Puss in Boots movie to appreciate this film. This is a pure standalone sequel, and I like the references and the nods to the Shrek movies. The story is incredibly simple. You've got different factions racing to get the last wish, and on top of that you've got Puss, who's struggling with his mortality and his inability to live up to his legacy. And Kitty Softpaws is back in this movie, and she's much more interesting than the last Puss in Boots movie. And the dog. I thought the dog was going to be annoying, but he ended up being likeable and kind of charming. Not only do I think the big bad wolf is the best villain to come out of this movie, who is basically death chasing after Puss. He's haunting, scary, eerie, but he's one of the best villains to come out of DreamWorks. I like the other two villain factions as well. I like the fact that you've got Goldilocks and the Three Bears, who are basically bounty hunters, and they got a sweet story in this movie as well about family and acknowledging who's closest to you. And Jack Horner is a comedic villain that really worked well. I like the fact he used fairy tale weapons as his arsenal. The film should be overstuffed with having 3 different villains, but it works just right. The only issues I had with this film is that I wish we had more breathing room for the characters, and whilst the film has strong emotion, it doesn't really have a message, and I'm okay with that. Not every animated film has to have a message, and this is just a really nitpick, but this completely retcons like the Three Bears and the Big Bad Wolf that we've seen from the earlier Shrek movies. And it kind of reminds me of the X-Men movies, but by the time you get to like the 7th X-Men film and you run out of mutants to adapt, you have to go back to the earlier X-Men films and take characters and reboot them. It's kind of like this, and in the X-Men films it's a hit and a miss. In this, it works greatly, and I can't complain with that. Overall, Puss in Boots and the Last Wish is a fun, visually appealing adventure film that entertains all ages. So I gotta give it a 7.9 out of 10. This is the best film in the Shrek franchise since Shrek 2, and after watching this, I'm open to a Shrek 5 now. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, share and subscribe. Let me know, what did you think of Puss in Boots and the Last Wish? Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I've got your back.